Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about stepping into your power. Welcome to Don't Let the Old Lady In, the podcast where we challenge outdated beliefs about getting older and embrace wellness, self-love, and confidence. Your host is Lori Gardner, a registered nurse and nationally board-certified health and wellness coach, and she is your guide on this journey to vibrant, mindful living. Each episode will explore topics that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, and how to navigate health issues in the healthcare system as you age, so you can live with energy, purpose, and joy. Let's get started. Here's your host, Lori Gardner. Welcome back to the Don't Let the Old Lady In podcast, a podcast for women who refuse to let age or chronic disease define their lives. I'm Lori Gardner, registered nurse and wellness coach, and I help midlife and beyond women take control of their health, embrace self-love, and age with confidence, radiance, and purpose. Today, we're talking about a topic that affects so many of us, chronic disease. But this isn't about doom and gloom. This is about empowerment, management, and taking control of your health so you can thrive, not just survive as you age. Let's start with the big picture, ladies. Chronic diseases, things like diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, autoimmune conditions, are incredibly common in women over 50. And if we ignore them, they don't just impact our health. They can steal our independence, our energy, and even our cognitive function as we age. We don't want that, do we? Peter Attia is a physician and longevity expert, has shared some really important research recently. He also wrote a book. If you haven't gotten it, ladies, I highly recommend it. It's called Outlive. We want to live our best life, right? But he talked recently about how many people after the age of 75 does what he calls falls off a cliff. That was scary when I read that. There's a sudden drop where we can lose up to 50% of our physical and cognitive function. That's falling off the cliff, all right, after age 75. And it happens in just a few years. So imagine losing half of your strength, mobility, or mental clarity, and then realizing it could have been prevented with the right strategies decades earlier. This physician, Peter Attia, is really about starting his patients in their 40s and 50s with a program and a protocol to age and have longevity so that last decade of life isn't the way it is for a lot of people, where they fall off that cliff and they're really deconditioned and not functioning great. We don't want that. That is letting the old lady in. We're not doing that. But here's the thing. It's not inevitable. You don't have to wait until 75 to take action. The choices you make now in movement, nutrition, stress management, and mindset directly influence how your body ages. So let's understand the body and your disease. The first step to empowerment is understanding your body. Chronic disease is not one size fits all. Symptoms can present differently in women, and sometimes conditions are overlooked or misdiagnosed. So you really need to know what your lab results are, what your medications are, what they mean, how they interact, what side effects they might have. You have to understand your risk factors. You want to understand how your disease progresses so that you can be proactive and preventative and take action early. When you understand what's happening inside your body, you can take meaningful steps to manage it proactively rather than reactively. You know what I say, ladies? Knowledge truly is power. In this case, it is so true. There are a lot of chronic conditions we have. I have a couple myself, and I'm happy to report that based on all this that I share with you, I'm in great shape. And do I have some issues? Yes, but managed proactively. So how do you stay strong and independent as you age? Well, Dr. Attia emphasizes that strength, mobility, and cognitive activity are the most important predictors of healthy aging. So here are the strategies that he claims matters the most. Move your body. This isn't rocket science, is it, ladies? Move your body. Strength training preserves muscle mass. Got to get out there. One of my favorite podcasters, a female doctor, goes around saying, ladies, put down your pink 5-pound weights. We got to go up. We got to get bigger and better and higher weights. The other thing is finding balance and flexibility exercises so you reduce your fall risk. Falls in 75 and older can be really disastrous. So you want to work on your balance, flexibility, get from yoga, balance. There's lots of exercises for balance. Even short daily walks improve circulation and your mood and longevity. So got to move that body, ladies. Next thing is you got to eat for energy and resilience. You got to prioritize protein, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory foods. We all know we got to limit those processed foods and refined sugars, right? They're not doing us any favors when it comes to longevity or managing chronic diseases. We got to hydrate consistently. Your brain and joints will thank you. I knew somebody recently who had pretty serious instances that got him into the ER, and after a lot of testing, they surmised that, and this person's over 75, they just weren't eating well. They were totally dehydrated, thought caffeine and wine were actually hydrating, and they do quite the opposite. So hydration is important. You got to also protect your mind. Challenge your brain with new skills, puzzles, or creative projects. Learn a new language. It's really got to be a focused effort. Meditation and mindfulness reduce stress, which can actually worsen chronic conditions. We all know that, right? Stress is really a tough one. Also, staying socially connected is really critical for cognitive health. What's equally important, according to Dr. Attia, also is sleep and stress management. Poor sleep accelerates disease progression and cognitive decline. Stress management is not optional, ladies. It affects our hormones, inflammation, and energy levels. So let's advocate for ourselves, ladies. Managing chronic disease also means being your own health advocate. And here's what that looks like. Keep a detailed health journal. Track symptoms, medications, and test results. Ask questions and request explanations so you understand everything that's going on. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion. I just offered somebody that contacted me about a specialist, an eye specialist, and they saw a local specialist, and they took a wait and watch approach, and I said, I don't like to wait and watch. So let's get you a second opinion at a major center of excellence, just to be sure, because how important is our eyes? So important, the eyesight, right? So again, don't be afraid to get second opinions. And coordinate care if you have multiple specialists, because you, ladies, are the CEO of your health team. Nobody else will do this. You've got to get this under control and be the CEO of your health team. Obviously, there's people to help. If you have a loved one, a care team member that can help you, that's important. I can always help you. Any kind of coach or nurse, healthcare advocate can help you, but it's really, really important. This one I love. Mindset matters. I almost want to say mindset matters the most. I see that in my health history and all the things I've gone through, that my mindset made it all happen right. I do happen. This could be a whole nother podcast on how I believe the mind can heal. Epigenetics and all of that. We can heal ourselves. We can talk to our bodies. I had a major surgery that could have had major complications. I spoke to my body. I said, we will not have these. I am going to recover well. It might be long. It might be hard, but I'm going to do well. So this is, as I said, one of the biggest keys to aging well is your mindset. Chronic disease can feel overwhelming, but you are not your diagnosis, ladies. You are the awesome woman that is inside, separate from that diagnosis. When you focus on what you can control, like your habits, your mindset, your daily choices, you reclaim your power. Daily rituals like meditation, gratitude, and self-love are not fluff. They are medicine for your body, for your mind, and for your spirit. Remember, your body is your power. How you manage disease today directly affects how you move, think, and thrive tomorrow. So here's what I'd like you to walk away with today, ladies. Start early. Don't wait until you're 75 to take control. You're going to fall off a cliff if you wait that long. And then it's going to be really hard to come back, even if you can come back. Understand your body and the disease. Knowledge is power. 3, move, eat, sleep, and manage stress to preserve strength and cognitive function. 4, let's advocate for yourself. Be your own health CEO. Take charge. Don't become passive. I can't tell you how many people I've seen, from CEOs to you name it, come into the healthcare system and all of a sudden become passive and just do what they're told. Don't even understand what medications, why they're taking certain medications. No. We have to be the CEO of our health. And then lastly, focus on your mindset. Empowerment and self-love are part of disease management. So I want you just to ask yourself today, am I doing everything I can to stay strong, healthy, and independent as I age? I hope you are. If you're not, maybe something in this podcast helped you take one small thing and start there and move in the direction of empowerment and management and become the CEO of your health. I don't want any of you listening to fall off a cliff at 75 and become deconditioned and just have a lousy last decade of your life. So just pick one action and just know that small steps over time create big results over time. I thank you for listening to this podcast. As always, I hope you found something useful. Please share it. Please follow me. Leave me some comments. Leave me some questions if you have any. And remember, your body is your power. Treat it that way, and it will carry you far beyond 75 and beyond, more than you ever imagined possible, and in the best shape. Stay well, ladies, and just remember, don't let that old lady in. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Don't Let the Old Lady In. Remember, age is just a number. Your mindset, energy, and passion are what truly define you. If this episode spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Subscribe and leave a review so we can continue this journey together. You are strong, vibrant, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep living boldly, loving yourself fully, and most importantly, don't let the old lady in.